Hey everyone, this time on Tim Talks Audio, when should you put a plugin on a track and when should you use a bus? There are benefits of using a plugin directly on a track, some of them being corrective moves like subtractive EQ, maybe a little bit of compression on the channel itself. But to do plugins on a bus, you'll be affecting instruments as a whole or as a group, depending on how you have your mix set up. There's also benefits for your machine as well. If you have a little bit of an underpowered machine, you can get a lot more out of it by choosing to do bus plugins opposed to track plugins. Let's dive into the DAW and take a look at some examples of when to use a track plugin and when to use a bus plugin. Here's our session from the band 5am and their song Wrong. Let's take a look at some examples of when to use a track plugin versus when to use bus or effects channel plugins. Here in pink, I have some synth channels that were happening. On one of the channels, I have a widening plugin from JST called Side Widener. I wanted this effect on this synth only and not on the other two synths that are going to the same bus. These three channels are going into this bus, but I only wanted to put this widening effect onto the one instrument. If I put it on the bus, then I would have affected all of the instruments going through that bus, and that's not something that I wanted for this mix. So I chose to put this plugin directly on the channel itself. Some more examples of using a plugin directly on the channel is here in all 11 vocals. On each vocal, I put some compression and maybe some de-essing just to even out the different takes and the different style vocals that were happening throughout the song. All of my vocals are then going to my vocal bus here, which also has some EQ and limiting happening, but then from the vocal bus, it is then sending to the effect channels that I have over here. So I took the vocals, grouped them together, and chose to affect them as a group. I wanted the effects of my reverbs and delays, as this example shows, to affect all of the vocals as a whole, as opposed to putting 11 instances, because one for each channel, on all of my vocal tracks. This is how your computer can save on CPU. I'm grouping all of my vocals together and sending it off to an effect channel. So all of those vocals are going to get that same effect applied to them, instead of copying and pasting the settings and the plugins channel by channel by channel. You can see how that can build up the CPU usage of your machine. The choice of using a plugin on a channel versus a bus is really dependent on you and how you're mixing your song that you're mixing and the needs of the channels and the song as a whole. You can choose to do creative things on individual channels. This way it doesn't affect the group as a whole. But if you would like to affect the entirety of the group, then you should use a bus and put the plugin on the bus. Everything within that bus or the send will have that effect applied to it. That's all for now. If you found this video informative, please like and share the video. And if you have a question, please leave it in a comment and I'll answer it in a future video. Thanks for watching.